It's an upside down thing. Hey, what up, y'all? So I'm back to this car. It's a 2009 328. Well, I know the car has a bad valve cover leak. Yeah, I'm gonna try to fix that. See if the oil filter housing has a leak, because I know it's a common thing. These are very easy. These ignition coil caps to get off. Very cool. You just pretty much have to pull it. Oh, I see the ground. Alright, so on this one I had to kind of look it up where more connections. There's gonna be a clip back there also, so you wanna get these clips out and get the e90 bolts off. And then pretty much to free the harness, you gotta take off this plastic cover. In order to do this, you wanna disconnect the battery. In order to be able to get these out, you wanna disconnect the positive connectors from here. And now this one is much more free too. He mentioned that you can easily break these if you put too much force. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna get those disconnected just one by one and then pull them off. But once it comes off, I disconnect this guy and this guy, it should come all around back, so that will come off. Then we have to do this valvetronic guy, and if that comes off, pretty much I can take off the valve cover. Check this out. He has oil sitting there, dude. I don't know if it's from that leak or it's when I took it off. I have to try to get the oil out. And then you're gonna go down there with the 10s and 10mm socket. Those are 2 10s. For this one, you might have to get creative. This is how I figured. So if you look at the gasket, that's a Victor Reigns. On the N51 and the M52 engines, the Victor Reigns gaskets, which is an aftermarket gasket, so the job's been done before on the car, they tend to fail. So these Victor Reigns gaskets on these engines, they just faulty. So, you know, I'm not sure if that's the case on this car, but I mean, he's been smoking pretty bad because basically it just makes your job harder. But they're kind of hard because you gotta like struggle with them a bit. But so you just gotta wiggle it. I think it comes out. The only other trick I think is kind of pull these closer together. It makes it easier. Let's see. So I got those tubes out. Now pretty much I should be able to get this thing kind of loose. I like to wiggle it. Struggle this thing off. Yeah, it's quite gone, as you can tell. I mean, it's still rubbery, you know, but it's so it's actually not that bad. That's why his spark plugs were fine. But this the bottom piece, you know, it has the piece that goes in there, that's okay, but the bottom piece is really caked. Oh yeah, it's coming off like pieces, dude, but it doesn't come off too bad. So I'm gonna clean off the surface, and I'm gonna try to clean the gunk. I had to mess around with this thing all the time. And I think the biggest trouble that was that how you call it, that AC line on the back, just right there. I don't know if you can see it, where it kinks and goes up. That AC line fucking kicked my butt, dude, like big time, because it just made it kind of stuck, you know. But you gotta kind of pass this thing also, you know. So the Valvetronic mounting thing and the gear itself, you gotta pass this thing and then it's gonna come up, you know. I didn't want to record it because yeah, it took me 40 minutes, dude. I just have to clean up a bit. Probably I'll just go clean that tonight. It's already too late. And tomorrow I open, but I have to edit some videos also. So it's like, dude, like, it's been a long day. How about stay blessed and y'all take care, okay? So right now I started cleaning the mating surfaces all around, and started to notice like other shit, you know, on the car. It's a nice C4, sorry. But the main point is that the bolts, if you drop bolts on this side, they go down on the subframe or the skid plate. Thank God his skid plate is damaged, so I want to lift up the car and try to fix up the skid plate, because I will have to probably take off his wheel and just see where the stuff fell and so on. But right now I just want to lift out one of the grounds. I already kind of cleaned it, so it's not as bad, but I'm thinking to spray this a little bit, so get it a bit cleaner. So I already wiped it, it was kind of worse. Just want to make sure he gets the proper ground, you know. So I'm gonna clean this off a bit. You can see like the oil deposit, and kind of sucks because I worked already 7 days in a row. That's how it didn't work on the car. And I have one more day tomorrow, and hopefully I can get a lot to. I want to work on the Maxima too. That's pretty much done also. It's just, you know, managing the time is not that easy. Okay, y'all, I'm quite crazy, so I got everything ready. I've been prepping the whole thing. So I got the gasket on, put some RTV on it so it doesn't fall out. I got my torque stick ready, got all the bolts ready. Now pretty much what I have to do, I just have to get all the debris off from wherever I see some, and then pretty much put the wheel cover on. Kind of scared because this shit is gonna be a hard one. I mean, the guy said in the video like it's harder to put it on and take it off, and I'm like, dude, I struggle to take it off, but I guess let's see that. Alright, so I struggled this thing on. Actually it was faster in than out, but one thing that happened, came pulled on this hose, dude, and it just ripped. So I will have to either junkyard one for my friend, or I have to buy a new one for him. So I might go to the junkyard tomorrow. And of course this bitch, because I didn't put so much silicone on it, because you know they say the less is better, right? But this bitch, as I put it on, of course the fucking gasket came off, so I have to fucking put it back on. I'm not gonna pull it out because it's a hassle to put it on, but I want to make sure the gasket is on. So probably I'm gonna just go around with my mirror and plug it back where it came out. Let me try to get the corner one. The corner one is a bitch, but it's not as bad as the other one. I think the other one is just hard to get to. Seems doing good on it. Cool thing. I actually realized how I can check this gasket. Of course, your middle finger is the longest, so if you have long enough fingers, small enough fingers, you can just reach in and feel it. Especially when you torque it, you can feel it. So you made sure like all of them are in. So it was torqued. I just have to go around there, torque these. So yeah, I'm gonna struggle a bit more on these valve cover bolts. I tighten everything up with the digital torque stick, and then I think next is I'm gonna put back some small stuff, take out the air filter box tonight, and then I can start on the oil filter housing gasket, right? So I can start on that soon, and then I'm gonna fix the leaky beaky holes, and then pretty much it should be done. Just have to fix up his skid plate, so I'll be back, y'all. Alright, so I started connecting stuff back on the car. For this seal, I think it's very easy. If you lube it, you shouldn't have a trouble putting that one back in. Now I'm gonna have to put the valve trotting back, which is another simple seal, you know. I put these little things back. This one goes back as you tighten the valve cover, so don't forget that. And you start with these 3 bolts, and I would say a crisscross pattern is pretty simple for it. Then I put these guys back. Looks about for 2 things. You know, that's why it insulates it. Let me see. I put back the PCB in the back. I put this guy back, but I haven't put the bolts on it, so I'm gonna have to do that. Little EGR stuff. Yesterday, since it was raining, and I was actually happy about it, I did it. I covered his electrical stuff with a bag just in case. So let's do this. So for this one, it's very simple to do it. So you just wanna grab an Allen key and twist the motor back, and it's gonna pull itself back to its rail. Alright, y'all, so I'm back to my friend's Beamer. Yeah, probably like a week or some days at least passed by. I just got really caught up at work, so I didn't work much at home on the cars. You know, Maximo still needs to be put together. It's pretty close. It's really close. I just want to finish my friend's car first. So I got the valve cover gasket. I'm kind of tripping on that back bolt, but it should be good, I think. If the other mechanics could get it, you know, working, why I couldn't get it working. So right now I'm gonna start on this oil filter housing, and pretty much I saw a video like you don't have to take up the intake. You just trying to get there with the 8mm wrench. I think that's why the bolt is kind of stripped. So I hopefully I'm not gonna have trouble with that, because I think these are aluminum bolts also, but I got some replacements. So even if it strips, but I can get it out. That's good. I already disconnected this pipe, kind of bunched it up on this thing. Well, you know, this one is a coolant like transfer pipe or something like that, and I ripped it, so I got a replacement. But let me show you like what's the reason I ripped it. Pretty much it's like dry rotted, so it's pretty much gone, and I don't know how visible it is. It has like deposits in it. I'm not sure if the deposit is part of the hose or not, but let me just show you how easy it breaks. Just want to keep a piece to my friend so I can show it to him too. See, it just breaks. This is fully gone, and then pretty much I'm gonna replace that and see if I can get this bad boy out. And I'm gonna try to clean it off a bit because it's kind of dirty there. But see what I can get done. I mean, it's a BMW thing, you know. It's just cars, they like to get dirty a bit. And today I noticed some sound on my my e34, so I'm gonna have to troubleshoot that. I'm kind of scared it's gonna wheel the wheel bearing, because who knows how old is the wheel bearing on that car, and I put spacers on it. But we will see. So right now I'm just gonna try to remove things from the way I might need. I'm not sure if these 2 bolts go on the housing also. Kind of looks like it, but I'm gonna try to figure it out as I go. What I did, I worked around it, so I didn't take it fully out because I don't need to take it fully out. you know. So I just put things on the side and pretty much just made sure I can move it. His valves look really clean, and the intake is really clean. So right now what I'm gonna try to do is to get those gaskets out from there. I don't know if it's visible. But yeah, it's the intake. So I'm gonna try to get those gaskets out just like this, so I have some wiggle room to work with. I put some paper towels over there, so you know, shit is not gonna go in it. I'll be back, and hopefully tomorrow I finish the car, because man, it's sick stuff. I'm gonna work 6 days, dude. Like, oh man. So see you guys later. You guys take care and sleep some. Sleep is important, man. But over here I have to remove this hose anyway, so I removed this guy. I don't know if it's visible. It's like broken, dude. Like it's pieces stuck in there. So I think this hose is definitely due for replacement, especially since the swelling is visible. It's not too bad yet, you know. I didn't want to touch it for him. I saw the leak, but I didn't saw it was like pretty severe. So it's kind of going all over on the front. That's why the front is so much more wet, because it's not even oil, it's just coolant seeping on it, so it keeps it wet and moisturized. So I already ordered this coolant hose. Just have to check it down on the bottom where it exactly goes. Hope that, you know, it's not gonna give me trouble. Yeah, that's just the hose clamp down there. So alright, so my friend just left. He helped me break these bolts loose. Pretty much what he did, he used one of his strip sockets and just pretty much broke them loose. The threads don't look too bad, so I'm not worried about that. But he mentioned it to me, they used something to brush this off, you know, to clean it off. Something like a wire brush on a tool, because they're not supposed to be brushed like that. You know, you can see the circular movements on the surface. So you know, we got it off. I had to take out one of those coolant hoses and it came apart in pieces. So pretty much needs a new gasket, which I got. They used some silicone on it, which we threw down on the ground. So there is some silicone they used on that piece. And pretty much the gasket is the usual thing. I think that's a BMW thing. The middle, well, especially you have the heat transfer from the coolant to the oil, it gets really brittle. So the middle is kind of tough, and it still has some sealing surface, but if you look at it, it's pretty much getting flat, especially on the sides. So it was just seeping out the oil. So now we gotta get that guy off, and I got the coolant hose, another coolant hose. You know, pretty much it should be fine. Alright, so right now I'm just trying to show you the difference between the old gasket and the new gasket. And this is why these oil filter housings start leaking on the BMWs. But I would say in general on any car, even if you use RTV, you're going to have similar effects on these gaskets after a certain amount of mileage or time. And of course depends on the usage also. Alright y'all, so freaking garage lights started to burn out, at least the ballast. So I never caught that thing on fire, but this thing is fire also. So I tried to clean it out down there, you know, tried to clean up the belt. Got some shit on it. Pretty much put back the oil filter housing so it's nice and clean now. I tried to clean it around there too. Tried to clean off the intake manifold a bit also. I already cleaned off the surfaces. Maybe I'll just second wipe it quick and make the light shine on it nice so you guys can see it. I started putting in the new gaskets, so pretty much I'm gonna just put on the gaskets and just put it on. Plus the lights are out in the garage anyways, so it sucks to work at night at the garage now too. But we are working on the lights, so that's getting fixed. Right now I'm just gonna tighten back the intake manifold. I actually already tightened it, and I was like, let me check myself just to make sure it doesn't have shit in it. So I took it off. Now I'm gonna put it back on, tighten it down to 11 foot-pounds, put the throttle body back, put the PCB stuff, connect back the cables on the front. So pretty much just putting everything back on this side. Then what I just have to fix the 2 coolant hoses, and then pretty much I can start a car, check the car, and then put back the plastic covers on the top. So I'm working on the car, and the neighbor comes by, the neighbor lady, and we change a couple of words, and you know, I'm gonna work on their son's car, same BMW, right? But the thing is, a few minutes later, the husband comes by with like no shoes on, dude, and he brings me this light, and you know, like tells me it will make it brighter and I will work on it better, which is true. And dude, the funny thing, he said, like, how I work on the car is horrible. Like, I think he meant the working condition, because it's like cold-ish, and I only use this flashlight, so you know, I don't know if it's that horrible. I mean, is it? But yeah, dude, he brought this light, and low-key this light is super cool. You know why? Because it's warm. It's no cap, it's warm. It's already like 8:30. So I managed to get that hose up, dude. Pretty much right now I just have to pull it out. So I had to put my pen there. I already emptied it once. It's being off. Alright. A hose camp. No. Bounce off. Okay, the other side of the hose wasn't as bad. I wonder what caused this heat, huh? Yeah, these are the same hoses. That's where this hose went down to. And what made it really hard is not even that the fact, you know, to get the hose from the bottom of the block. It was the fact that it's so impossible to get that hose clamp off. It was just so stupid. Like, you know, if you work on it, why don't you make the hose clamp facing upwards, like towards you on the top, and then pretty much you can just take it off with the longest extension, like loosen it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why would you make your work harder? You know, when pretty much when you work on a car, you want to make it easier, you know. So that's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, when you work on someone's car, you know, you don't have to follow everything to manufacturer specifications, because it's just a hose clamp. You know, it's not gonna change a thing. Oh dang. Alright, so right now I just want to show you how much easier I made it with this clamp, you know, in minutes. I mean, I learned now the tricks, what to take off, and you know, how to get around with it. I'm nearly done with it. I mean, it was a good project, because I learned a lot, especially from a newer BMW. But dude, I want to hop on my Maxima and work on my Maxima, because you know, it's been standing there for a while now too. Alright you guys, so back to my friend's Beamer. Pretty much it's done. I just have to fucking clean up the mess, dude. Like, holy shit. I check it when I can. don't have any leaks, so it's good, because I was worried about the valve cover is gonna leak on the back. Probably it's gonna start leaking earlier than it should, pretty much, because gasket don't have the same tension. This car is pretty much done. We'll just test drive it a bit more, but I'm so happy, you know. Everything came out fine. The only thing I don't like, the coil packs he has on, because yesterday I started it up and it was running like kind of like a rotary. It was like boop 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 boop. And the reason was because one of the coil packs didn't get enough power, because the wire was like shake. No, it's not. How should I say that? I should have showed it. Like the OEM ones, they click. They put the connector like tight. Now the aftermarket ones we got for him, they not tight, so the connection can wiggle. So I'm gonna advise him maybe return those and try to get OEM ones. Like, I don't know, because like you don't want that stuff to wiggle out, because then what's gonna happen? You're gonna have a misfire or like damage the engine pretty much, or stall, you know, worst case. So yeah, I'm pretty happy how the car came out, and you know, everything is good on it. And I cleaned it out a bit, fixed his skid plate too, so it's not gonna make scraping noises when he backs up, because he always did that shit. And yeah, pretty much I'm back to school, so that's gonna be interesting, you know, interesting piece to have fun at school. I'll see you guys later, and then you guys take care.